भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text number 12. इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तान् प्रदायेभ्यो यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः। Okay, इष्टान् desire, bhogan necessities of life, he certainly, vaha unto you, devaha the demigods, dasyante will reward, yajna bhavitaha being satisfied by the performance of sacrifices. Tay by them, dattan things given, apradaya without offering, ebhyah to these demigods, yaha he who, bhunkte enjoys, stena thief, eva certainly, saha he. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods being satisfied with the performance of yajna will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Purport: the demigods are authorized supplying agents on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Therefore, they must be satisfied by the performance of prescribed yajnas. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yajnas prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but for all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the Personality of Godhead is, sacrifice to the demigods is recommended. According to different material qualities of the persons concerned, different types of yajnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of different demigods is also on the same basis, namely according to different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghastly form of material nature. And before the goddess, the sacrifice of animals is recommended. But for those who are in the mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all yajnas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least 5 yajnas, whereas Pancha Mahayajna are necessary. One should know, however, that all the necessities of life that human society requires are supplied by the demigod agents of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take for example all the eatables of human society. These eatables include grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar. For the persons in the mode of goodness, and also eatables for non-vegetarians like meats, none of them can be manufactured by men. Then again, take for example heat, light, water, air, etc., which is also necessities of life. None of them can be manufactured by the human society. Without the Supreme Lord, there can be no profuse sunlight, moonlight, rainfall, breeze, etc., without which no one can live. Obviously, our life is dependent on supplies from the Lord. Even for our manufacturing enterprises, we require so many raw materials like metal, sulfur, mercury, manganese, and so many essentials, all of which are supplied by the agents of the Lord, with the purpose that we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self-realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely liberation from material struggle for existence. This aim of life is attained by performance of yajnas. If you forget the purpose of human life and simply take supplies from the agents of the Lord for sense gratification and become more and more entangled in material existence, which is not the purpose of creation, certainly we become thieves, and therefore we are punished by the laws of material nature. A society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialist thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply directed to sense gratification, nor do they have knowledge of how to perform yajnas. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yajna, namely Sankirtan yajna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accepts the principle of Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusati Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhashya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome for the Bhagavad Gita class. So, very strong words today, where Krishna is saying that all the necessities of life are provided by the demigods. Actually, Krishna is providing, but through demigods. So, demigods are the authorized agents of Krishna. Just to give an example, we have different departments in government, right? We have water department which provides drinking water. We have electricity department which provides electricity. So these are different departments, but ultimately government is providing. So these are different agents. Similarly, Krishna is different departments. Just like fire ministry, who is in charge? Agni Dev. Agni Dev is a fire minister in Krishna's cabinet. So Agni Dev is the minister of fire department. Who is the minister of rain department? Indra. Who is the minister of water department? Varuna. Who is the minister of air? Vayudev. The different demigods are there. So they are supplying all this to us. But are we getting any bill? I remember when during COVID time, some people sent message. And now people are realizing the importance of oxygen. Because that time, they were paying 1,000 rupees for oxygen and they're not getting oxygen. But someone wrote the message that if we have to give the bill of oxygen that we have taken from our birth till now, it will be crores of rupees. But are we giving any bill for oxygen? No. Are we giving any bill for the sunlight? No. So now if we use electricity and won't give the bill, what government will do? Cut the connection. We have to give some payment, otherwise they will cut. Similarly, the demigods are supplying everything, but what we should give in return? What we should do? Yajna, yes. So we should do yajna. If we are not doing yajna and simply enjoying all the facilities given by demigods, we will be counted as thieves and will be punished. Just like if you use electricity without paying, government can cut off and can also take you to jail. Similarly, we are enjoying all the gifts of nature, water, air. Prabhupada is saying everything is provided by nature. Like whatever we are eating. So do we get in factory rice? Can we get milk in some factory? No. Rice has to come from the earth. Rice requires sunlight, water, rainfall. Prabhupada is saying when non-vegetarian people, those who eat non-veg, who is providing them? Krishna. Nature, right? They have to depend on water. These animals, what they eat grass, which is coming from rain. So whatever we are eating, it all depends, is provided by Krishna through demigods. The air we require to breathe, the food that we are eating, the heat, that is sunlight that is coming. In fact, it said that demigods, they are actually controlling each part of our body, it is said in Bhagavatam. When we are moving our eyes, so demigods are involved. So demigods are giving us so much facilities, the system created by Krishna. What is the purpose? Purpose is that we can live happily in this world, but at the same time we should perform yajna, sacrifice. And sacrifice for what purpose? Ultimately to get liberated from this world. So if you are not doing yajna, if you are simply enjoying the facilities given by Krishna through the demigods, then what we are? Thieves. Very clearly. Stena. Sanskrit word stena means thief. Krishna is saying such people are thieves. Very strong word. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that the Vedas, they recommend a various kind of sacrifices, yajnas, for different people in different modes. So those who are in the modes of ignorance, they can worship Kali, they can sacrifice animal. Those who are in mode of goodness, they are recommended to worship Lord Vishnu. So if you do yajna, you will always get elevated. Niche nahi jayenge, you will not go down. You will be elevated. So even those who are offering meat to Kali, they will not degrade. Why? Because they are following the Vedas. But if you go to the market and purchase meat and eat like people are doing now, that will lead to degradation. Therefore, Prabhupada is very against slaughterhouses. He said earlier also people used to eat meat, but it was never sold like this open in the market. No. If you want to eat meat, then follow proper process, take a goat, go to Mother Kali temple on the night of Amavasya, then you offer sacrifice, chant mantras, then you are supposed to eat. Sacrifice. And those in the mode of goodness, they are supposed to worship Lord Vishnu, and that is sacrifice. Various kind of yajnas mentioned. Drava yajna, jnana yajna, so many different methods of sacrifice are given. Even karma yoga, like Krishna is saying, whatever work you are doing, yajnathat karmano netra. Our work itself can be like a sacrifice, yajna. But Srila Prabhupada is saying in this purport that in Kali Yuga, what is the most practical and the best yajna? Sankirtan yajna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So first point to understand is that yajna is very important. We must do yajna. If we are not doing yajna, then what we are? Thieves. We must do yajna. And there are so many yajnas mentioned in Vedas, which will meant to gradually purify everyone. But the method of Sankirtan Yajna, which was started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the highest and the best and the easiest process in Kali Yuga. Sankirtan Yajna. That is, you see, anywhere yajna comes, Srila Prabhupada will tell the best yajna is Sankirtan yajna. Because it's not possible now to perform other yajnas. Whatever swaha swaha we can do, but there are no proper brahmanas to chant the mantras. The ghees, we can't get pure ghee also now. So difficult. We can't get pure ingredients. So other types of yajnas very difficult to perform. The best yajna is Sankirtan yajna. And demigods also, if you want to satisfy different demigods, is it possible? So many demigods are there, 33 crore demigods, he said. How can you satisfy everyone? So how many pujas you will do? Indra puja, Varun puja, Surya puja, Chandra puja. How many pujas you will do? Is it possible? No. Vayu puja is not possible. Therefore Bhagavatam says, Yatha taror mula nisechenena tripyanti tat skanda bhujoposaka. Prano aparase yathendriyanam sarvaharanam achyuteja. Like the verse is there that we have to water the root of the tree. If you pour water on the root of the tree, water will be distributed to every branch and leaves of the tree. Another famous verse which Srila Prabhupada often quotes is from 11th canto, very interesting verse. Devarshi bhutapta ninam pitrinam na kinkaro nayam rinicha rajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam pariritya kartam. Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the enjoyer of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligations and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind or forefathers. So basically we have 6 kinds of obligations. Devarshi, all the devatas, like I said, because demigods, the providers, air, water, heat, everything. To the rishis, why rishis? Because they write books for us, the great sages, they have given us knowledge. Bhuta, to the other living entities. So many living entities we are dependent upon. Cow gives us milk. Earthworms, they help in the earth to grow. So we are dependent on so many living entities. Family members, they take care of us. We are dependent on family members, to entire humankind, and to forefathers. So these are the different depths. Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Nrinam, other human beings, Pitrinam, our forefathers, because they gave birth to us, right? Our father, grandfather. So, but it is said that one who takes shelter of Mukunda, Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanyam. If one takes shelter of Mukunda, Gato Mukundam, now then he doesn't need to perform any activities to please them. Otherwise it is said that one should offer yagyas to demigods, one should do this Pitri Shraddha for the Pitras, one should, like that. There are different ways, For living entities we are supposed to feed them. Sometimes, in Vedic culture, before eating, we are supposed to give food to the birds, like different animals. So many complex processes there in Vedas. But if you take shelter of Krishna, then we are freed from all obligations. Understood? So, this is very important first to understand as devotees. See, sometimes devotees we go in 2 extremes. Some people they say, oh, I don't care about demigods at all. They don't even bow down to demigods. That is very bad, offensive. In Nectar of Devotion, he said one of the offenses is, if you don't bow down to demigods, that is also an offense. And some devotees, they start worshipping demigods. Both are wrong. We are supposed to respect demigods and worship only Krishna. Whenever we see any demigod temple, we should pay pranam. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you read his entire South India Yatra, anytime he went to Lord Shiva's temple, he used to pay Dandavat Pranam and he used to do Kirtan. Why? Because Lord Shiva is greatest Vaishnava. So he went to Lingaraj temple, any temple, Kalahasti temple in Andhra. So any temple Mahaprabhu went, he should do loud Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So this is the best yajna, Sankirtan yajna. So because Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava, he feels happy if you do Kirtan. So devotees, when we go to any demigod temple, we should do Kirtan, we should pay obeisances. Lord Chaitanya even went to Meenakshi temple, in Madurai, which is Durga Devi temple. So Mahaprabhu didn't say, oh no, I will not go. No, he went. He paid obeisances. So similarly, as Vaishnavas, if you go to some famous temples of demigods, we are supposed to pay obeisances. Like in Vrindavan, we have Gopeshwar Mahadev, we have Katyayani Devi. So sometimes if you go to that area, we should pay obeisances and offer prayers. But the difference is that outside people, when they worship demigods, they don't realize the difference between Krishna and demigods. They say sab ek hai, everybody is same. And they have material desires. But we as devotees, when we go to demigod temples, we should also pay obeisances. But our understanding is that they are Vaishnavas. They are authorized representatives of Krishna. Just like in temple, we have temple management. We are supposed to respect them or not? Why? Because they are authorized by Krishna, by ISKCON, to take care of the temple. We have different department heads. Like that. This universe has different departments. And the different department heads, HODs. We are supposed to respect them as representatives of Krishna, not as God, but as devotees, as representatives of Krishna. So that's the first point, that we should acknowledge, we should be grateful to the demigods that they are doing their duties nicely. But we must have the faith that if we please Krishna, then they all will be automatically satisfied. And the best way to please Krishna, the best yajna is Sankirtan yajna. Prabhupada is saying the Purana. Interestingly, this sloka, Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam Sango Pangasra Parshadam Yajna Sankirtan Praya Rajanti Sumedasa is in which canto? 11th canto, 5th chapter. And this sloka Devarshi Bhutapta Ninam Pitranam is also in that 11th canto, 5th chapter. That means if you do Sankirtan Yajna, all the demigods will be satisfied. That's the best sacrifice. Sometimes, if you see some puja and traditional brahmanas, they will call different Ganesha, Varuna, different demigods. They make all those nice arrangements. But we should know that simply if we are Mridanga Kartal and just by chanting Mahamantra or just by chanting in our beats Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we are pleasing all the demigods. Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Surya, all the demigods, they are getting satisfied. Ganeshji, Saraswati, everybody is getting satisfied simply by when we are chanting the Mahamantra. You must have that faith. That is why it is said, there's a nice verse in Bhagavatam, Kritadishu prajarajan kalav icchanti sambhavam kalau khalu bhavishyanti narayana parayana kvachin maharaja dravideshu cha bhurisha tamrapani nadiyatra kritamala payasvini kaveri cha mahapunya pratichi cha mahanadi ye pibanti jalam tasham manuja manujeshwara Prayo Bhakta Bhagavati Vasudeva Malashaya. It's a very nice verse. He's saying, my dear king, the inhabitants of Satya Yuga and other ages equally desire to take birth in Kali Yuga. You'll say, what? Kali Yuga, such a fallen age, so many difficulties, so much pollution, corona, war, so many difficulties, so much heat, global warming. We are not getting pure food to eat. The age is less, so much fighting, corruption, greed. But it said that people in Satyuga, they want to take birth in Kali Yuga. Why? Because in this age, there will be so many devotees of Supreme Lord. That is the greatness of Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya himself comes, and so many great Vaishnavas, they come in Kali Yuga. It is said especially in South India, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, so many acharyas they came, right? Then our Sad Goswamis, Srila Prabhupada, his guru. So in Kali Yuga, so many great devotees they take birth. And there are so many nice rivers like Tamrapani, Kritamala, Kaveri, Mahanadi. Just by drinking the waters, we can become purified. So see, nice verse. Nayata paramolabho dehi namra brahmyatam iha yato vindeta paramam shamtim nashyati samsmiti. Indeed, there is no higher possible gain for embodied soul forced to wander throughout the material world than the Supreme Lord Sankirtan movement. So all these living entities who are roaming in the entire universe, what is the best thing for them? Sankirtan movement, by which one can attain the supreme peace and free oneself from the cycle of birth and death. In Skanda Purana also it is mentioned, Mahabhagavata Nityam Kalo Kurvanti Kirtanam. During Kali Yuga, the great devotees of the Lord always engage in Kirtan, chanting the Lord's holy names. So Lord is very merciful, because in Kali Yuga people are most fallen and the facilities are not there. So Lord gave us such an easy way of chanting His holy names. One can immediately take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord simply by chanting His holy names. You all know this famous verse. Achha, ठीक है. So you know this famous verse? ठीक है. Thank you. ठीक है, यहाँ ठीक है. ज़्यादा तेज भी ठीक नहीं, ठीक है. So you know the famous verse, Kritya Dhyayat with Vishnu. Kritya Dhyayate Vishnu Tretayam Yajato Makhe Dwapare Paricarya Nam Kalotadhari Kitana. The same thing in Satyuga. What? Actually, we have heard all this. I am just repeating. But we should hear again and again to increase our faith. What happens because of chanting for so many years, we take it very lightly. Okay, anyway, I have to just complete my rounds. Okay, Kirtan is going on. But we don't give so much importance to chanting. That's the problem. There are many devotees who give a lot of importance to chanting. But unfortunately, many of us, we take chanting very lightly. So we should hear the glories of Sankirtan. That what, in Satyuga, for meditating for thousands of years, without eating, sleeping, that benefit what, they could not get. Now, simply by moving the tongue and lips, simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So simply by this easy process, we can get highest benefit. And we can practically see by the preaching of Srila Prabhupada, just by doing Sankirtan, how people are becoming so ecstatic. And another reason why Kali Yuga is great, because in Satyuga things were so peaceful, people were not having that motivation. Okay, what is the problem? Everything is so nice. But in Kali Yuga we see things are so bad everywhere. Sometimes cyclones, sometimes COVID, sometimes wars. So many difficulties. So these difficulties, they force us to take shelter of the Lord. It's very easy to take shelter of Lord in difficult times. When things are going on smoothly, we don't take shelter of Lord so much. When difficulty, we take shelter easily. That's why Kunti Mani says, give me more difficulties, because in difficulties I can remember you. So in Kali Yuga, we don't have to pray for difficulties, because already we have so many difficulties. List of difficulties, right? So it's easy actually. These difficulties in Kali Yuga are actually helpful for devotional service, because they force us to remember Krishna and take shelter of Krishna. And what is the best way to take shelter of Krishna? By chanting His holy names. Okay, so this is what the important verse, that if you don't express our gratitude to the demigods, if you don't perform yajnas, then we are thieves. Demigods are supplying everything, so we should show our gratitude to them by performing yajna. And what's the best yajna you can perform? Sankirtan. Very simple. So, is it clear? So, and today is Ekadasi, very special day. Now, Sankirtan is actually both doing Kirtan together and individual japa. Both are actually Sankirtan. If you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they say Haridas Thakur was doing Nam Kirtan, Nam Sankirtan. So, Nam Sankirtan is both. When we are together chanting, and both are important. I'll just end with that. Some devotees, they feel, okay, I'm just chanting on japa, I don't have to sit in Kirtan. No, in Kali Yuga, together chanting is very powerful. And some devotees, they say, oh, Kirtan is very good, but I don't like japa. Both are very important. Japa and Kirtan. That's why Srila Prabhupada made the system that during Aarti we do together Kirtan. And in the evening also sometimes together. Of course, our Vrindavan temple is special. We have 24 hours Sankirtan. All glories to Ayendra Prabhu and the wonderful devotees. Prabhupada actually, he told personally that we should have 24 hours Sankirtan in Vrindavan. They did for some years and then it was stopped. Then 84 again, Ayendra Prabhu started again. So Vrindavan, we are so fortunate. Anytime we can go and sit in Sankirtan. And our own japa, both are important. I remember once Ayendra Prabhu personally told me that if one doesn't do japa, he cannot do good Kirtan. So it's very important that we do both Kirtan and japa. Sankirtan means both. And Srila Prabhupada said even distributing books is Sankirtan, is a glorifying the Lord. But congregation chanting is very, Krishna is very pleased when we do Sankirtan. Why? Because it is for benefit of everyone. When we chant on our own, we are benefiting ourselves. But when we do Nagar Kirtan, when we chant loudly, then everybody hears only. So therefore we should do both. Our Sampradaya is not Nirjan Bhajan, that we just sit in room and chant. That is good. But along with that we should also do some preaching, doing Sankirtan, going out, doing Kirtan, teaching others to chant also. Then we'll get more Mahaprabhu's mercy. And especially mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He wrote very strong, Dushta Mana Tumi Kishera Vaishnav. Very strong song he wrote. That don't think that you have become a great Vaishnav now, you can sit and just chant. No. We should be in the association of devotees, do some practical service for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. That is very important. And of course, we can do our own bhajan. Those who are senior, you can chant more rounds. It's always good to chant more rounds. But at the same time, we should also sometimes associate with devotees, do kirtan together, hear class together. Sometimes because of mobile, people think I can just hear on my mobile. No. Coming together and hearing has lot of, satang prasangan mama virya samvido. Kapil Dev says in third canto, that when devotees come together and hear my katha, satang prasangan mama virya samvido, bhavanti rit karna rasayanam katha, tad joshanad apavarga vartmani, shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishat. So this is what we have to understand. The best yajna is Sankirtan yajna. So we should take advantage of this Kali Yuga, especially Mahaprabhu's movement. We are so fortunate that we have come in touch with Mahaprabhu. Just imagine if you are born 600 years back, no Sankirtan was there that time. We are born in the right time, and that too by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his followers. We have got this Mahamantra. So we should take this Sankirtan again seriously. Every day we should do our japa nicely. We should do Kirtan also. And we should read Prabhupada books. And here, and if we can just do this nicely, we can make our human life perfect. And if we are not doing that, then what we are? If we are not doing yajna, then we are thieves. Because we are stealing everything from God. We are taking air, we are taking sunlight, we are eating, but we are not expressing our gratitude to the Lord by chanting His holy names. So therefore we should take this Sankirtan very, very seriously and sincerely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And especially Ekadashi, we should try to chant more today. Very important. Any questions or comments? Because less people, that's why volume is more. Yes.
Because this Kirtan in the temple actually, this Kirtan is more powerful because one speaks and a lot of devotees, hundreds of devotees listen to it. There are some devotees active, while Kirtan they keep mum active, even that they listen it properly.
What is that?
While Kirtan, doing Kirtan in the temple active, one speaks and thousands of devotees listen to that active. But there are some devotees who keep mum active, they don't repeat that activity. At least they listen to that activity.
Yes. So at least when we are doing Kirtan, at least everybody hears the holy name. And then we are supposed to repeat it. Yes, very good point. That in Kirtan what is happening? First we are hearing and then we are chanting. So we are supposed to hear that Kirtan and also our own chanting. Like in Japa, we are chanting, we are hearing. Yes. Both are important. Japa and Kirtan, yes. Yes. So yes, our acharyas have shown, like Advaita Acharya, he himself did Pitri Shraddha. Because what we do in Shraddha, we offer bhoga to Krishna and feed to Brahmanas devotees. That is bhakti activity only. Not in Karma Kanda style. Karma Kanda style of doing Shraddha is different. We do in Vaishnava style. We call devotees, do Kirtan, we should do that. Doing Kirtan at home on the Shraddha day, offering bhoga to Lord and feeding to devotees, that we should do. Many devotees in temple, they give donation for prasadam, which is good. Yes, Prabhuji. Dev Sima Prabhu. That's right. Yes.
Over the years back. Simple innocence
That's a nice point. So initially we have that Shraddha, we sit in the classes, we do Kirtan, but later we think, oh, I already know this, why should I hear? Or we take chanting lightly. That's the biggest trick of Maya. So if you see Srila Prabhupada himself in Vrindavan, there are many letters. He said he used to personally hear classes given by his disciples. Imagine, Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, so new. But Srila Prabhupada used to sit and hear class. That's the example of an acharya, that whoever is speaking we should hear. At least one class a day we should, especially those who are staying in temple, we should always hear at least the morning. I mean, Prabhupada said both the classes, morning and evening. Some of you came for evening class also. It's very important to hear directly from a devotee speaking. And about chanting, that is why we should hear the glories of chanting more and more and associate with those who have that faith, who have that respect for chanting. So when you associate with them and we hear the glories of chanting, then that it is reinforced, our faith is reinforced in chanting. That is why Shravanam is important, that we hear and again the importance of chanting, then our will not take it lightly. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.